when that comes to an end. Meanwhile, today we got the Ravens and the Vikings getting set to go in Minnesota. Kevin O'Connell leading his young quarterback into this matchup. JJ McCarthy got his second career win last week against the Lions. In so many ways, it was identical to his Week 1 win against the Bears. Both games, McCarthy, 2 touchdown passes, 1 running, threw for exactly 143 yards in divisional road victories, and the final scores of both games was 27-24. And both were huge wins for an introspective young man who on Sundays says he is almost literally transformed.
In order to play a game that's unnatural, you have to go through these metamorphoses mentally.
Do you go to a different place in your mind on game day?
I feel like I do. There's definitely the switch that gets flipped. For me, I call him 9.
Caught! Touchdown!
9 has a lot of poise.
I'm a non-believer through and through, man.
He kind of turns it on into a different mode.
JJ McCarthy! Touchdown!
I kind of love feeding that wolf. I think there's a lot of power that comes from, that built-up anger that you can transmute.
Nobody wants to be on the grass more than you, but this team is ride with you.
Kimberly Martin is in Minneapolis for us this morning. Kmart, what are McCarthy's teammates saying about his alter ego?
Well, Greeny, you heard Josh Metellus in that clip. We believe in 9. Listen, I can tell you, they love this alter ego. Linebacker Jonathan Grenard told me, listen, we're all kind of like that. We're nice, cool guys off the field. But when we step inside the white lines, we all turn into maniacs, which is a great thing. But it's funny and cute, but they really do trust and respect their young quarterback because they know JJ McCarthy will do whatever he can to get them to a victory. Now, of course, they'll try to ride the intensity and energy of, quote, 9 today. But the bigger issue for the Vikings, Greeny, is they have to keep this momentum going. Grenard also told me that, when their backs are against the wall, they play really well. But when they're feeling good and they're feeling comfortable, they tend to be a little lax. And obviously, against a Ravens offense led by Lamar Jackson, they can't afford that. Now, I will leave you with one injury note. Running back Aaron Jones for the Vikings, he is expected to play, even though he was limited on Thursday and Friday with that shoulder strain, but he is expected to go.
All right, outstanding. Kmart, we'll check in with you as we continue. And obviously, JJ McCarthy, you could look at it in a certain way. They saved their season last week with a huge win on the road. And then you look at the numbers. They don't jump off the page. You looked at every snap of the game, Alex. What did you see?
Yeah, I had a lot of question marks going into last week for this guy, especially his first 2 starts. There wasn't a lot there. I saw real progress, if I got to be honest, Greeny. I mean, I know the numbers were identical to Week 1, but he was way more decisive. I mean, again, to go back to Week 1, his first 2 starts, I just saw a lot of indecision in the pocket, right? Slow to really pull the trigger doing anything. Here you can see it. You can see the safety working to the field. Again, this is the first week of the season. He should immediately go weak here, one-on-one. Take the shot. Again, you can see the left side here with his tackle who's getting edged. The alternative also being take off and run. Look at all that green grass. JJ really kind of slow to do either of those things. Obviously takes the sack here. And this was last week. Again, on the road in a tough environment. You can see him under center again. And look at him. Play action pass. Snap around. See his first receiver here. Right, get to the read. Again, we're edged in the pocket. This is the NFL. This is the reality. You can see him slide to his left and just look at this throw. Immediately gets to number 2. I mean, this is a big-time NFL throw here. Across the field to JJ on the sideline. Again, a comeback. You can just see him getting through his progressions. And this is my favorite. Later in the game, again, watch him at the top of his drop. Back foot hits. Here's the edge, the inside rush by the Detroit Lions. No hesitation. Immediately breaks the pocket. And you can see him maintaining here as he dribbles with the football. It's a run-pass combination. Leaves Anzalone in the dirt. And again, walks in for a big score in this game. And so for me, that was the progression, that decisiveness. And there is a lot of gray in the NFL, right? Things aren't as open. They happen faster. And for a young quarterback who, again, only making his 3rd career start, I think that's important here. We compare him to his draft peers who have played a lot of football. This guy hasn't. I did see progression.
You talking about comparing?
Let me ask him a question real quick, because I want to know what you feel about the sort of metamorphosis that we heard about that was before this in terms of JJ becoming 9 and alter ego, the wolf that's being released. I mean, that's a mentality. It's almost like linebacker-like.
Yes.
I mean, it fires me up.
Yes.
But I don't know if I want my quarterback like that. How do you feel about that being a former quarterback?
Well, I mean, I agree. Listen, you do have to take yourself to a place to go play this game. But for me, I was the other way. I mean, I felt like I was trying to always calm myself down. I was so anxious. It's weird. You don't get hit during the week as a quarterback. There is no outlet for this energy. And so sometimes that can be hard. for me, I was trying to slow things down, really take myself to that flow state.
Which is what I'm used to with the quarterback mentality. He usually isn't the one getting the entire team fired up, but it seems like JJ has that. And I'm telling you, at points sometimes during last week, it seemed like he was emotionally geeked up, maybe too much. I mean, because with all the good, going the wrong way on a handoff, bouncing a ball off of a helmet, getting hit, and the other guy, the one that was intended, it went to the other player. And these types of plays are the ones where, like, he was not throwing it there. Okay, you see that as a completion, but these type of plays, let's say Moss, he had 4 or 5 of them, right?
Yeah.
The improvement for me with JJ is like, okay, 2 or 3 of these today. Just try to eliminate those a little bit more, and then now you're off into running to being a quarterback.
Man, do you hear how the voices up here on ESPN Sunday countdown is changing within the week? Teddy Bruschi just put up a clip about the locker room and them splashing all the water. Hey, your quarterback went out the door. You talked about comparing the quarterbacks to his draft class. How about the guys that just left? You talk about Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold. What we talked about last week, and I'll get to you. Matter of fact, I'm not going to get to you in a minute. I'm going to get to you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what Rex Ryan came through here last week. My Vikings playing his Lions. Rex Ryan had the nerve to have a cut-off sweatshirt hoodie showing his guns like he was about to go out there and play. Hey, mate, they might have needed you too. But speaking of the quarterback, JJ McCarthy, number 9, that was a very good defense. That the Minnesota Vikings beat on the road last week. All of this talk, he was able to silence his critics. And one thing that I like seeing going on the road in a hostile environment was the running touchdown he got. You said 2 last week. He came out Monday night against the Chicago Bears, got 1. And then last week, a hostile environment, being able to get it in. I like that he was able to settle down in crunch situations. That's one thing about having a guy like Kevin O'Connell as your coach. But I like what I've seen out of Minnesota. Going against a team with their back against the wall with this 3-5 Ravens team. He has a pretty good defense that he's going to have to evade that rush too.
Yeah, I tell you what, though. Mosh, you hit it on the head. He was the biggest and the brightest in clutch time. And he's done it now. This is twice. Yeah, he's only played 4 games.
The third down throw to Naylor. That was it.
The third down throw and then the scramble for the touchdown. Yep. That's crazy. Game on the line, and he does that. So I got to give him props, man. I hate to because, but let's not get it twisted. They won the game because that defense absolutely annihilated Detroit's offense, and I think that's why they won. This guy
still had to make this play,
success.
Still had to make this play.
He had to make that play. But let's dig down deep in this. What I'm seeing is a guy that plays like a rookie. He lacks play-to-play consistency. All right, that's what you're seeing out of this guy. In fact, the numbers prove it. 34% success rate. Only Dylan Gabriel of Cleveland has a worse success rate than that. So he's a work in progress, Alex. Right. I see it. But the thing that you know about this kid is he is a winner. And when you see it, game on the line type, this guy elevates his play. And so to me, that's what he's shown already. He's shown it all through his career, high school, college, and now we've seen it out of the 4 games. He's won 2. At the biggest moment. So, again, they got to be excited about him. But trust me, I'd much rather have Sam Darnold still.
Okay, as the D coordinator last week, you were talking about JJ McCarthy. If there's one thing that he showed you going against your Lions defense that he's going to have to show today against this Ravens team with their back against the wall, Rex, what is it?
Man, I think using his legs. Randy, I think separates him from other quarterbacks. To me, like if the read's there, fine. He could pitch it down the field. He's very accurate and stuff like that. But I love that competitiveness, that drive that he has. The little Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen type, boom, I'm going to go Lamar Jackson. He's not that athlete, but he still has that second thing that you can't defend. Like, we can defend all the passes. We can defend all that
brought up that he made, Rex, that throw to Naylor, it wiped the slate clean.
Yeah. It's worth a reminder again. Today will be his 4th NFL start. That's the equivalent of a rookie playing a late September game, but he's doing it in the midst of a very important stretch. His defense will have to deal with Derrick Henry today, and I would like to tell you a few things about Derrick Henry that you may not know. He's looking for a second straight 100-yard game. He's finally closing in on his rushing total from high school. Henry had a legendary career at Yulee High School in...
Được buổi nào được buổi đến. Mọi người bây giờ mình sẽ tiếp tục làm đan khăn màu đỏ nhé.
Con nói như là thèm trai đã biết sân.
Kiểu
vướng với cái tay đóng cửa sổ chọc người người ta người trai như thế nào
ai giời
tay chân lại cứ muốn xả đã biết chị
Lan một năm nợ 94.000 đã không dám đòi vậy khổ. Cái hôm chị Lan bảo là với anh tổng tiền in hàng thì chị đi xem hết bao nhiêu để chị trả một phần là quên mất.
đấy bạn này nói này cho mẹ lòng gan dạ
Thôi
chị em này cũng phải làm thua
sự duyên chưa thành mà tình vội tan.
Nhưng cái cô mà chị này nhờ thì lại không có thằng Long nên thằng Long chưa bị gây tiền.
Nhưng mà thằng Long ăn nhiều rồi chứ nhiều ra ăn chứ nó không cho vay không trả thì nó thật vì thằng Long không có tiền thằng Long hết tiền trước về xin lỗi đây tí đi học phải đánh gì đấy bây giờ lên có quay lên lại đây
Không phải vì anh mà anh khóc cho em. Cái gì? Quá nhiều gì lại bao. Ôi trời ơi, người đã giờ sống chung với thua thế này. 4 hôm nữa, 5 hôm nữa mới hết thua.
không phải làm gì vậy
Anh kia đâu? Mấy thằng đến tối quay nó được thành sao? Anh bảo khả năng đến tối quay nó được ra.
Quay tới kháng cái hay sao?
có 1 phút rồi quay sườn quay một phát sẽ ăn
một người từng rất là sợ quay kháng như chị đây, và chị giờ chị còn cảm thấy nó quá bình thường.
sao không tìm thấy
Tìm gì?
không tìm thấy gì quên mất mẹ đi không nói được tất nó tìm là cái gì xong rồi không biết làm gì nhỉ?
Thì biết gì còn chẳng biết.
Tên tiền là gì nhỉ? Nó định trả ăn từ sao dấu bên sao dấu bên tên tiền gì sao lại không tiền là gì nhỉ?
Rồi tan vào trong đêm trời và tí nữa xin con Khanh đấy nó có viết số điện thoại cho bọn mình xin nghỉ đâu đúng không? Trời đại anh đấy cũng bỏ mình tin rồi. Thì nó xin nghỉ dư rồi.
Cái video mình quay như nào không?
Tự quên mất thì bây nó làm cái gì đâu nhỉ?
Cái gì?
Đây cái làm ta lại nhớ lại cái gì ấy, nói tại mày sao cầm lại ta làm luôn nhưng mà Thì không thấy tao lại
Thành nó đang hỏi quay video.
Đang hỏi quay video này là
để trả này nó làm cái gì đấy.
Cái thằng này nó cáo anh nhé.
Thế nó biết nó cái gì sao?
Làm cái gì này? Vẫn não là nhớ làm cái gì, nhớ quan trọng lắm luôn. Kiểu quan trọng ấy. Nó dễ cầm thật ở đây quên biết làm gì. Làm một lớn nữa này như nào nữa này.
Đố nhớ.
Bây giờ là gì? Này này. Không là gì? Đây anh Thành cờ nó sẽ cầm điện thoại của anh, Thành ngồi đọc hết những tràng nội dung đấy. Thấy nội dung chưa? Xong nhá, nó cái zoom thì sẽ ra một tí rồi Thành nói tiếp. Và đây cũng là nơi làm việc của tôi. Biết cái đoạn này chưa? Nhớ chưa? Nhớ chưa?
Nhưng mà này
đấy nha, cặp ba này tự nhớ lại này, không còn nhìn tí nữa nha, đây tự nhìn đâu ấy, nhìn vào một cam ấy. Và đây cũng là nơi làm việc của tôi, nơi của tôi tạo ra những video của mình. Để làm được video của mình tôi cần những dụng cụ như sau. Đây là lọ mò nước tôi dùng để tô tượng, và đây là những bức tượng trắng mà tôi dùng để tô màu.
để đánh bạc còn mình trắng nào trắng
Ở dưới vẫn còn đó.
Đấy, xong anh Thành sẽ một lần nhấc đây của Thành Dương đây là sau này nhé. Lần sau đây là những cái con sản phẩm hay là sản phẩm tôi đã tạo ra, tôi vẫn còn dưới đây. Và còn những dụng cụ khác như giá đỡ điện thoại, chân kẹp điện thoại hay là điện thoại để tôi giúp tôi quay video. Xong hết. Và bây giờ các bạn hãy theo
thôi chịu hỏi
đến tôi để ra máy tính.
cái này mình không quen, quay cái như cũ, cắt
Quay kiểu mới,
chưa quen
không phải quen vòng lửa đâu, chẳng quay được kia đâu.
Là các bạn theo Trần Tùng. Cái này bây giờ là cam để ở đây là xong đọc đây.
Lòng ở dưới một thì đặt ra cũng được, cái kia quay siêu cũng được. Nhưng mà nhá ông bảo, xong đến cái đoạn mà anh Thành bảo là bây giờ các bạn hãy xem tôi ra ngoài rồi, thì anh Thành chỉ cần đứng dậy đi đây thôi, đi đây rồi. Đi gọi là đi qua ba rồi đấy, sau đó cắt lại đi không?
Đã rồi, nghe đi qua xong cắt ra không nghe mình biến lại kia rồi.
Thế cũng được, tôi phải cầm lôi theo rồi.
Thì cái này là liên quan gì? Cái này không liên quan chứ, tự nhiên là mình khen đi và
thì đấy, và tự nhiên tôi lưu giữ trong máy của mình.
cái này là đọc luôn là đoạn này là dễ luôn.